Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So, like so many of us, I'm still just trying to find my way. I'm trying to find what I want, who I am. We get certain identities, right? We're the daughter of someone, we're someone's best friend, we're someone's fiance, someone's wife, someone's mother, someone's grandmother. If you're blessed to live that long, you get caught in your career. You're considered a teacher, but there's so many elements to us. And I was listening to a fantastic talk, and it was saying how we don't need to be so much worried with the identity given to us based on our job or something, but rather who we want to be in any given setting. So it doesn't matter what the job is, but rather who you are in that job setting, right? It doesn't matter what the relationship is, but who you bring yourself as in the relationship. And that there's a ton of freedom in that. And I don't mind that I'm uncomfortable in who I am right now. The transition of becoming and getting clarity on what I want to be. When I finished being a child, if you will, so finally graduated from high school and was moving on to my next step, I was a wreck because I realized there were a lot of things. It was like taking an exam only to realize there was a bunch of stuff you hadn't studied for. And here I was, an adult, and didn't even know how to maintain a bank account or write a check or properly shop. I mean, there was stuff. I had deficits, and it was very scary and uncomfortable. And I feel like right now too, I don't mind that in essence, God surprisingly pushed me out of my last job. I honestly thought that would be my last teaching job in my final district until I retired. And I never expected in year 3 that I would be floundering and searching for a new job and having to find another school in another district and a different grade level and all those things. But as hard as it's been, I don't mind that he pushed me out of my comfort zone because it's making me reconsider everything. So I thought this was so fantastic. It's written by, forgive me, I'm going to have to check again. Amy Morin, Morin. And I will include it in the description of this video. But I'm considered mentally strong. And I was very curious about this. It's actually a book that she wrote, but this is a short version from Success Magazine. And it says 13 things mentally strong people don't do. Mentally strong people do not do these things. How about you? And I don't know if this was written by her or not, but there's an introduction to it. And it's talking about how when this person went through a series of tragedies, oh my gosh, like the mother died, the husband at only 26 years old died of a heart attack, the father-in-law died. There was just insane grief. And it says, throughout my grief, I realized that focusing on my strengths and ignoring my weaknesses had serious limitations. They had to recognize what the weaknesses were. I wanted to emerge from that painful period stronger than before, and I needed to pay close attention to the bad habits that held me back. And it says, just 1 or 2 bad habits can completely stall your progress. And I want progress right now. I want change and progress in my life. So it says, here are 13 things mentally strong people don't do. And of course, I hope you'll take the time to evaluate this for yourself. So number 1, they don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. It's futile to wallow in your own problems, exaggerate your misfortune, and keep scores of how many hardships you've endured. I so get that. Occasionally it's not who I am. That is not who I am. I can tell you the things that happened to me in my life, and it's a lot of stuff that would have taken anybody else down. But for me, it's just stepping stones. I am good right there. Hardship and sorrow are inevitable, but feeling sorry for yourself is a choice. Even when you can't solve the problem, you can choose to control your attitude. Find 3 things to be grateful for every day to keep self-pity at bay. That's cute. Find 3 things to be grateful for every day to keep self-pity at bay. Number 2, give away their power. You can't feel like a victim and be mentally strong. That's impossible. If your thoughts send you into victim mode, my sister-in-law drives me crazy. My boss makes me feel bad about myself. You give others power over you. No one has power over the way that you think, feel, or behave. You might have to change your daily vocabulary. Rather than saying, I have to work late today, you can say, I'm choosing to stay late. All of a sudden, you're empowered. You've made it a choice. Sometimes I'll say, I have to go to church tomorrow. I am crazy blessed that I get to go to church tomorrow. Like I catch myself on that. Okay. And there's some hyperlinks for each one of these that brings you to somewhere to get the tools under each one. So underneath that, it says, live by these powerful words to make your life better. Number 3, shy away from change. Remember, these are things strong-minded people do not do. They don't shy away from change. If you worry that change will make things worse, you're stuck in your old ways. The world is changing and your success depends on your ability to adapt. Creative, positive change in your life. 7 small ways to change for the better. And again, that's a hyperlink. Squander energy on things they can't control. Complaining, worrying, wishful thinking don't solve problems. They only waste your energy. But if you invest that same energy in the things you can control, you'll be much better prepared for whatever life throws your way. Pay attention to the times when you're tempted to worry about things you can't control, such as choices other people make, or how your competitor behaves, or devote that energy to something more productive, such as finishing a project at work or home, or helping a friend with theirs. Accept situations that are beyond your control and focus on influencing rather than controlling people around you. Yeah, I saw this thing with Oprah Winfrey, and she said that there were always new talk shows nipping at her heels. But instead of her and her team looking back at those who were coming, they only plowed forward to become incredible, right? One moment, please. Thank you, as usual. I am congested and cannot breathe because that's the game when I'm doing my video. But it's temporary, and I'm good. I'm not going to be falling victim to that. Okay, number 5, they worry about pleasing everyone. Whether you're nervous that your father-in-law will criticize your latest endeavor, or you attend an event you'd rather skip to avoid a guilt trip from your mother, trying to make other people happy drains your mental strength and causes you to lose sight of your goals. Hyperlink, how to stop being a people pleaser, which is such a lie anyway. It's such a lie. That's you wanting to, again, give your power away, be affirmed by people who aren't even worthy of affirming you, and, presenting whatever they want so that you know that you've pleased them in some way. What? Forget it, man. Because then, this is the harsh reality. I was thinking about those commercials they have right now. And they have these super pudgy fat chicks pulling on essentially a sausage. What are the casings for sausage, right? They pull on this sausage casing in essence to squeeze all their fat in so they look so good in their clothes. If I was a boyfriend and my chick took that off in front of me, I would sue. I would run for my life and say, you are such a poser. How dare you? Present who you are. That's where I am right now, man. I refuse to hold in my stomach. I want to get rid of my stomach, right? I am not playing any of that. Until my body is authentically where it needs to be, I'm not faking it. I'm not faking it for anyone. Oh my gosh. All right, number 6, you fear taking risks. If something seems scary, you might not take the risk, even a small one. On the contrary, if you're excited about a new opportunity, you may overlook a giant risk and forge ahead. Emotions cloud your judgment and interfere with your ability to accurately calculate risk. You can't become extraordinary without taking chances, but a successful outcome depends on your ability to take the right risks. Acknowledge how you're feeling about a certain risk and recognize how your emotions influence your thoughts. Create a list of pros and cons of taking the risk to help you make a decision based on a balance of emotion and logic. Hyperlink, 5 ways to fight the fear. Number 7, dwell on the past. Remember, this is not what successful people do. They don't dwell on the past. While learning from the past helps you build mental strength, ruminating is harmful. Constantly questioning your past choices or romanticizing about the good old days keeps you from both enjoying the present and making the future as good as it can be. Make peace with the past. Sometimes doing so will involve forgiving someone who hurt you, and other times moving forward means letting go of regret. Rather than reliving your past, work through the painful emotions that keep you stuck. Hyperlink: How to Leave the Past Behind. Number 8, repeat their mistakes. Whether you felt embarrassed when you gave the wrong answer in class or you were scolded for messing up, you may have learned from a young age that mistakes are bad. Oh, guys, and that's so dang true. Darn it. So you may hide or excuse your mistakes to bury the shame associated with them, and doing so will prevent you from learning from them. Whether you gain back the weight that you worked so hard to lose, hello, a minimum of 5 times, or you forgot an important deadline, view each misstep as an opportunity for growth. Set aside your pride and humbly evaluate why you goofed up. Use that knowledge to move forward better than before. And again, not giving your power away. Whose business is it that I lost and gained 100 pounds 5 times that I'm aware of? Maybe more. One moment, please. I don't care how many times I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to make it through this video. I am not allergic to this topic. What is that, right? All right, bear with me. So the hyperlink for that, 7 mistakes successful people don't repeat. Number 9, resent other people's successes. And I was just saying this in another video, that I'm genuinely happy for other people, that I don't covet my neighbor's goods, that I can actually rejoice with other people's success. So it says, watching a coworker receive a promotion, hearing a friend talk about the latest achievement, or seeing a family member buy a car you can't afford can stir up feelings of envy. But jealousy shifts the focus from your efforts and interferes with your ability to reach your goals. Write down your definition of success. When you're secure in that definition, you'll stop resenting others for attaining their goals, and you'll stay committed to reaching yours. Recognize that when other people reach their goals, their accomplishments don't minimize your achievements. So true. Hyperlink: Why you should celebrate others' successes. I am so familiar with that because I was remembering, anytime, but especially something like Overeaters Anonymous, when someone would start losing a bunch of weight, other people would be a little put out or even jealous. And it was like, them losing weight in no way takes away from your ability to do so. There is enough weight to be lost for everyone. And it was the same thing. Like, God is so generous and merciful and present that my love and friendship with God in no way takes away the opportunity for someone else to be loved by God. It's so infinite. And there's so many things. Kindness. To be kind to one person does not take away from the ability for someone else to receive kindness in their life. Love. There's so much to go around. So I really get that one. Number 10, give up after their first failure. Some people avoid failure at all costs because it unravels their sense of self-worth. Not trying at all or giving up after your first attempt will prevent you from reaching your potential. In almost every story about a wildly successful, and overnight success, it turns out that they've worked a minimum of 10,000 hours. Wildly successful person starts with the tales of repeated failure. Consider Thomas Edison. Thousands of failures before he invented a visible light bulb, for instance. Face your fear of defeat head on by stretching yourself to your limits. Even when you feel embarrassed, rejected, or ashamed, hold your head high and refuse to let lack of success define you as a person. Focus on improving your skills and be willing to try again after you fail. Hyperlink: 5 ways to bounce back from failure. I get that. Number 11, fear alone time. They don't fear alone time. Solitude can sometimes feel unproductive for some people. The thought of being alone with their thoughts is downright scary because, of course, people are addicted to distraction. Most people avoid silence by filling their days with a flurry of activity and background noise. Alone time, however, is an essential component to building mental strength. Carve out at least 10 minutes each day to gather your thoughts without distractions of the world. Use the time to reflect on your progress and create goals for the future. Hyperlink, how to embrace your alone time. I love alone time to a fault. For a while, I wanted to be a cloistered nun because I recognized it as a powerhouse of prayer, and because I'm so content within myself, and knew that I wouldn't be wasting time in just praying 24/7 for the planet. I do it anyway. Number 12, feel the world owes them something. We like to think that if we put in enough hard work or tough it out through bad times, then we deserve success. But waiting for the world to give you what you think you're owed, isn't a productive life strategy. Take notice of the times when you feel as though you deserve something better. Intentionally focus on all that you have to give, rather than what you think you deserve. Regardless of whether you think you've been dealt a fair hand in life, you have gifts to share with others. Hyperlink, find the strength to keep striving. Man, I grew up in a huge family, and we got that message loud and clear that nobody owed us anything, and that all of life was a precious gift. And I'm so grateful to my parents for instilling that in us. Number 13, expect immediate results. They do not expect immediate results. Self-growth develops slowly. Whether you're trying to shed your procrastination tendencies or improve your marriage, expecting instant results will lead to disappointment. Think of your efforts as a marathon, not a sprint. View bumps in the road as minor setbacks rather than total roadblocks. You'll need all the mental strength you can muster at some point in your life, whether it's the loss of a loved one, a financial hardship, or a major health problem. Mental strength gives you the resilience to push through the challenges. And the great news is that everyone can strengthen his or her mental muscle. Practice being your own mental strength coach. Pay attention to areas in which you're doing well and figure out where you need to improve. Create opportunities for growth, and then challenge yourself to become a little better today than you were yesterday. Hyperlink, stick with your goals until the end. I love that. I love that one. You know, I think I'm on the right track this time with my health and wellness because I have no sense that it needs to be immediate. I did every gimmick diet known to man. I, starved myself. I just all of them to see how quickly I could lose the weight. And boy, did I do it. And then how quickly I regained it, plus more every time. This one's taking me time. This is like almost a 3-year journey it'll be. I kind of have a sense that I'll tap out in like May, which will be my 3-year journey of even being off the standard American diet to any extent at all, or even an awareness that there were other diets. And they're not diets this time. It's a lifetime change, right? A lifestyle change. And so I would have wanted that weight off immediately, but I can tell it's permanent this time. It's really interesting to watch my body changing. God is on the case. All right, my friends, what do you think? 13 things that strong-minded people do not do. What's true for you? Like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe, leave comments below so that I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, trust that you're blessed.